Raise your hand if you've ever loved someone so much you forgot what it felt like to be loved back. If you've stayed up late replaying fights, blaming yourself for their anger, or changing every part of who you are just to keep them happy. What if I told you the love you were chasing wasn't love at all? It was a never-ending hunger for your attention, your kindness, your soul, and they never planned to give you anything in return. Today's story is about the narcissistic partner who makes you feel like you're the problem until you finally see the truth. This is Lila's story, and it might just be yours too. Lila first met Ethan at a cozy downtown cafe on a sunny afternoon, and for the first 30 days, she was convinced she'd found her forever person. He was effortlessly charming, radiated confidence, and hung on every word she spoke, making her feel like the most special woman in the room. She thought this was the whirlwind romance she'd always dreamed of, but what she didn't know was that his attention was never about her. It was about how her admiration made him feel about himself. Ethan was a textbook narcissist, though Lila had no clue what that truly meant back then. His entire world revolved around his own image. He spent hours perfecting his appearance, bragged endlessly about his career wins and social status, and craved non-stop praise from everyone around him. At first, Lila mistook his self-assurance for strength, eager to support him and be the partner he deserved. She cancelled her weekly art class, her most cherished hobby, to attend his last-minute work parties, skipped family holidays to listen to him rant about unappreciative co-workers, and distanced herself from her best friend because Ethan claimed she was jealous of our perfect relationship. The red flags were subtle at first, easy to dismiss as small flaws. If Lila vented about a stressful day at work, Ethan would immediately steer the conversation back to himself. "You think that's hard? I dealt with a client who insulted my work today. You have no idea real pressure." If she teared up after a fight with her sibling, he'd roll his eyes and snap, "Why are you always so dramatic? You're ruining my mood with your negativity." He never apologized, never compromised, never asked how she was feeling without quickly shifting the focus to his own struggles. Narcissists don't form real connections. They collect people as fuel for their ego, and Lila became Ethan's most loyal source. He loved that she worshipped him, that she put her dreams on hold for him, that she forgave every hurtful word without hesitation. But he never saw her. Not her faded smile, not the empty paintbrushes collecting dust in the corner, not the way she shrank into herself to avoid his wrath. He only noticed her when she stopped giving him the constant validation he demanded. The breaking point came on a cold, rainy Saturday. Lila had just sold her first painting in 2 years, a tiny, quiet victory that reignited a spark she thought was gone. She raced home, heart racing with excitement, ready to share the news with the man she loved. But Ethan didn't look up from his phone, didn't smile, didn't even ask to see the painting. "I sold my art, Ethan. Someone actually bought it," she said, voice trembling with joy. He just grunted, tone cold and dismissive. "Great. Did you pick up my dry cleaning? I have a big meeting Monday and I can't look sloppy. You forgot again, didn't you?" In that single moment, everything clicked. Lila realized she'd spent a year loving a reflection, not a real person. He didn't care about her dreams, her happiness, or her pain. He only cared about what she could do for him. She'd erased parts of herself to fit his ideal, but there was no love waiting for her, only an empty void that could never be filled. That night, Lila packed a small bag and walked out. It wasn't easy. Ethan bombarded her with fake apologies, desperate pleas, and even threats, trying to pull her back into his orbit. But for the first time, Lila chose herself. She went back to art class, reconnected with her loved ones, and slowly reclaimed the parts of herself she'd lost. Months later, Lila stood at her first art exhibition, surrounded by vibrant, unapologetic paintings that told her story. She was free, glowing, and whole again. She learned the hardest truth of all: love should never make you feel small. A partner who only loves the version of you that serves their ego is not a partner at all. They're a taker. If you're in Lila's shoes right now, know this: you are not too much, not too sensitive, not the problem. You deserve to be seen, to be cherished, to have your dreams matter. Your worth is not tied to someone else's praise, and you don't have to shrink to be loved. Let this story be your sign to choose yourself. You are more than enough, exactly as you are.